Stan Kroenke could sell Arsenal for £10 billion, but this one thing needs to happen first. Welcome to Football Focus. Hope you're all having a great day. Before we kick off, if you love football, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Let's dive in. Stan Kroenke's tenure at Arsenal has always attracted contrasting views, but few would have expected whispers of a £10 billion sale to emerge this soon after years of quiet control. The American billionaire, who once seemed immovable at the top of the Arsenal hierarchy, is now reportedly considering selling the club, but under one very specific condition: Champions League glory. The possibility of a £10 billion sale is monumental. It would be the most expensive football club sale in history, eclipsing the likes of Chelsea, Manchester United's partial sale to INEOS, and even Real Madrid or Barcelona's projected values. For Kroenke, this isn't just about cashing out. It's about prestige, timing, and legacy. And the timing might just hinge entirely on Arsenal lifting the UEFA Champions League. Inside sources close to the Kroenke Sports Entertainment Group claim that the patriarch sees Champions League victory as the pinnacle, the moment to sell high. Arsenal's current squad under Mikel Arteta's guidance is nearing that elite level. Last season's campaign showed signs of tactical maturity, depth, and purpose not seen since Arsene Wenger's peak years. Kroenke's logic: wait for the climax, then walk away on top. From a business standpoint, it's strategic brilliance. Arsenal's valuation would skyrocket with a Champions League win. Brand power, sponsorships, broadcasting rights, global shirt sales, they'd all peak following a European triumph. And potential buyers, from the Middle East to American private equity firms, are circling like hawks, prepared to pounce at the moment of glory. There are reportedly 3 interested parties already positioning themselves. A Qatari consortium, similar to those who previously targeted Manchester United, has expressed interest. An American tech-based investment fund is also said to be evaluating Arsenal as a long-term sports entertainment asset. The third contender is perhaps the most intriguing: a British billionaire with a long-time allegiance to the club, reportedly interested in restoring fan-based values and giving Arsenal supporters a bigger voice in the boardroom. But none of it moves unless Arteta and his men bring the Champions League to the Emirates. That's the key. That's the one thing that needs to happen first. Kroenke's camp has made it quietly known that lifting Europe's greatest prize would be the green light for major takeover negotiations to begin. From the outside, many fans wonder why Champions League glory matters so much to a man who's often been accused of being a passive owner. But to those familiar with American sports ownership models, the reasoning is clear. In the US, franchises are sold at peak value, not just financial peak, but narrative peak. A Super Bowl winning team is worth far more than a rebuilding side, regardless of income statements. Kroenke, who owns multiple American teams, including the LA Rams and Denver Nuggets, understands how to time exits. For Arsenal, it's a double-edged sword. Champions League success would mean everything on the pitch, but it could trigger dramatic upheaval off it. A sale at £10 billion would bring new leadership, potentially new footballing philosophies, and undoubtedly massive media attention. It could usher in an era of big spending, or potentially disrupt Arteta's carefully constructed project. The manager himself has remained tight-lipped about ownership speculation. In recent press conferences, he's avoided questions about the Kroenkes, focusing instead on transfers, preseason results, and tactical preparations. But sources inside the training ground say the players are aware of the stakes. They know the coming season could be historic in more ways than one. Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, and Declan Rice have become central figures in Arsenal's resurgence. Their contracts were structured not just around financial security, but belief in a long-term project. Champions League football was step 1. Winning it all would be the fulfillment of that dream and the beginning of a new chapter. Fans are torn. While many would welcome a new owner, especially one more engaged with supporters, others fear what a £10 billion acquisition might bring. High-profile owners often come with big egos, aggressive agendas, and promises that don't always materialize. Arsenal's stability under the Kroenkes, even if uninspiring at times, has given Arteta space to build. Financially, the club is well positioned. Arsenal's revenues have surged thanks to consistent top-four finishes, smart commercial deals, and growing global reach. Their Adidas kit deal is among the most lucrative in Europe, and Emirates sponsorship continues to thrive. Kroenke has invested in infrastructure too, with ongoing renovations at the Emirates Stadium and upgrades to the training facilities in London Colney. Yet for all that stability, there's still a sense that Arsenal are stuck in a halfway house. Neither fully modernized nor romantically traditional. A change at the top could redefine the club's trajectory for decades. Whether that change is for better or worse depends on who takes control after Kroenke, if, and only if, that Champions League trophy finds its way to North London. In the background, KSE is said to be aligning its portfolio. The Nuggets won the NBA title. The Rams won the Super Bowl. Both were sold or heavily restructured after peaking. Arsenal might just be next in line. Kroenke has always treated sports as assets, and assets, when matured, are sold for profit. The 10 billion figure isn't arbitrary either. Analysts at Forbes and Deloitte have valued Arsenal between £6 billion and £7.5 billion based on current metrics. A Champions League win could catapult the valuation into 11-figure territory, especially if timed with a strong commercial quarter and global market expansion. Arsenal's fan base plays a crucial role in this narrative too. The club has some of the most passionate, globalized supporters in football. From Lagos to Los Angeles, from Mumbai to Melbourne, Arsenal jerseys are worn with pride. Social media interactions, YouTube views, and TikTok trends show Arsenal consistently ranking among the top 5 most engaged football clubs worldwide. Any investor would see this as a goldmine. But the uncertainty looms. What happens if Arsenal don't win the Champions League next season? Does Kroenke delay the sale indefinitely? Does he settle for a lower offer? Or could pressure from within the KSE board force his hand? It's believed Josh Kroenke, Stan's son and a visible figure at the Emirates in recent years, is less emotionally attached to Arsenal than previously thought. His focus has increasingly shifted towards U.S. assets, and sources suggest he may favor a sale regardless of the Champions League outcome, though not without his father's approval. Negotiation strategy aside, the club faces immense pressure. Arteta's young squad, despite their resilience, now carries not just the expectations of silverware, but the burden of determining Arsenal's ownership future. Every group stage match, every quarter-final goal, every penalty save could tip the balance towards history. The business world is watching. City bankers, sports financiers, hedge fund moguls, they're all keeping a close eye on how Arsenal perform, because if the stars align and Arsenal win big, the 10 billion valuation becomes not only possible, but probable. And in a post-Howdy football world, that kind of money is no longer fantasy. Meanwhile, speculation grows over whether current Arsenal board members will stay or go in the event of a sale. Edu Gaspar, the technical director, has reportedly fielded informal queries from clubs in Spain and Brazil. Vinay Venkatesham, Arsenal CEO, is rumored to have multiple offers on the table from European media conglomerates and American sports agencies. The idea that the Champions League could trigger a full boardroom reshuffle is not far-fetched. Arsenal fans continue to speculate online. Twitter, X threads, Reddit debates, and YouTube podcasts are rife with theories. Some welcome Qatari investment. Others demand local ownership. Some fear a Todd Boehly-style mess. Many just want Kroenke out, full stop. The divide reflects a club at a crossroads. Amidst all the noise, the players train, the manager plans, and the fixtures draw closer. Preseason has looked promising. Tactically, Arsenal are sharper. Fitness levels are high. The squad looks united. But pressure lurks beneath the surface, and not just sporting pressure. The Kroenke family remains silent. No official statement has been released, no public comments about a sale. But in business, silence often speaks loudest. The rumors aren't going away, and the valuation figure isn't. £10 billion is now the watermark, the price of transformation. In the coming months, every result matters. Every knockout match is a step towards or away from a seismic, club-wide shift. The players may be chasing trophies, but upstairs, the stakes are financial, philosophical, and political. If Arteta leads this team to Champions League glory, he won't just be remembered for ending a European drought. He'll be the man who unlocked a 10 billion empire and potentially ushered in Arsenal's boldest era yet. Until then, the Emirates holds its breath. Thank you so much for watching our video. For all the latest football news and analysis, be sure to subscribe to the Football Focus YouTube channel and stay with us.